Y'all look at how this purple basil is looking in the garden lately. So when I do my preserving, I'm gonna preserve the purples separate from the greens. But I just think this purple is so pretty. The Jubilee tomatoes over here. I just love the gorgeous yellow color. Hey you all, happy fall. It is a gorgeous fall day. It is giving summer and I am so happy because we have been having cloudy and gloomy days. But this fall, look how sun-kissed. Hey! So we're gonna do a quick October garden tour so that I could show you all what's going on in the garden. I'm gonna be cleaning up and I'm gonna have my music bopping because the neighbors are drilling or doing whatever they're doing and the landscapers are out, everybody's out, and I have work to do in the garden, so I'm gonna listen to my music and work at the same time. But before I finally say goodbye to summer, I want to show you guys what's going on in the garden. I haven't been in the garden as much, to be honest. It was my wedding anniversary, the middle of September, and we took a little staycation, much needed. You spend so much time in the garden making sure everything is okay and making sure the plants are thriving and stuff like that. But it was nice to just get away and just have an awesome time. I really enjoyed myself, and now that we're back, want to just make sure that this garden is cleaned up and ready for fall. I'm excited because I received my package of garlic, which was a surprise because I was really expecting it towards the end of this month, because that's when I thought that it was going to be time to be planted. So I did put it in the fridge because some of the garlic that I purchased from the store in my kitchen started to sprout, and I didn't want the garlic that I purchased from Burpee to sprout as well. So I did put those in the fridge. My goal is to plant those around the last weekend of October. So that's my goal, God willing. But in the meantime, let's see what's going on in the garden. Down here, y'all, I lost my tripod. I don't know where I put it. So I'm using an old tripod that I really did not like. That's why I got the other one I have and now I can't find it. So I'm managing this one and I hope I do okay. Tomatoes starting to come in, but it's kind of looking raggedy. It's looking a little bit raggedy there. So we're gonna clean that up. Down here, let me show y'all how many eggplants we have. We got 1, 2, and the plant has gotten so heavy that it just leaned over by itself. We got 2, 3, 5. So we have 5. I'm gonna get these harvested. So I do have all my baskets out today. I've also been harvesting tomatoes and placing them in my herb dryer over here. I'm not sure if I shared that with you all before, but I have this herb dryer that I purchased from Temu and wasn't using it for really anything. And I was like, you know what, why don't I put the tomatoes in there so that they can ripen instead of having them ripen on my kitchen windowsill. This actually allows for airflow. And as you can see, all the tomatoes I put in here, the first time I put them in, they were green. So it is working. I'm going to take some of those inside, and I do have some cherries on the second shelf. It's a 3-tier, so that's beautiful. And then down here I have this dahlia that I thought was actually done, and then I came out actually yesterday morning and saw it starting to sprout. My Dollar Tree planter over here is producing some green beans, exciting, and also some green onions. Has to be cleaned out as well. Do you see strawberries starting to flower over here? And we got some more green beans over here. I wasn't expecting the green beans in there, honestly, to really do anything. It was just as an experiment. And down here, we still have our rosemary. I'm gonna harvest this, and my goal is to dry it and preserve it for the winter season. I'll show you all how to save seeds. So this is your marigolds, and once they're dry and you open them up, all these little black and white things you see are marigold seeds. So you get to save those for next year. Bazils, a bunch of them are all starting to go into seed mode. Um, that's why they're flowering kind of at the end of their life. So I've been finding ways in which I can preserve, and one of them I think I want to try is the ice cube method, where you just chop it up, put it in an ice cube trays, put some olive oil, put it in the freezer, and then you can have that throughout the season. So green peppers are still coming in. This plant has been so good to me, this green pepper plant, and my goal is to overwinter it. So I'm gonna dig it out, put it into a container, and find somewhere in the house where I can put it. And once the spring season comes around next year, my goal would be to replant the same plant. And I'm learning that when you do it that way, you will get peppers faster because you have a plant that already had established roots. I didn't do it with any of the green peppers because I found this one to be the most sturdy, the most flourishing in the garden this year. Flowers are still looking beautiful, and I love that I'm able to still have them throughout the fall. We've had cold days, warm days. I did come out yesterday and spray them with neem oil. That's what I use as a repellent. I don't use any chemicals or anything like that in my garden, just neem oil. And that's something that I started trying this year for the first time. Right here I have a Waldheim broccoli. Started this on August 31st, and as you can see, look at this. These insects are getting to my leafy greens. My favorite dahlias are starting to die back. Y'all, see what I told y'all? I have to clean out this section. Down here I have squash, and I started this on sometime in August, the end of August, just as an experiment. I didn't know if anything was going to happen with them, but I see them starting to bud and produce little flower thingies, little male flowers. They look to be male flowers because they're not, the females bear the fruits, and the male, is it the stigma that the male has? Oh y'all, look at this. This is the new fly that's starting to take over all over the place. I've been killing them. So down here we have green beans. I direct sow these. We have a dahlia here that is starting to bud, starting to open up. I can't wait to see what flower that is. It did not bud all season long, and now the season is over, it wants to bud. Some more green beans here. I do have a cauliflower, and this is a self-seeded squash. I did not plant that. Self-seeded, so I'm leaving it alone just to see what happens. But this is purple cauliflower here, and another purple cauliflower right there. If y'all remember, during the summertime, this was my zinnias bed section, and my zinnias are all gone. So I have made progress, and not only did I do that, the bed that I have over there, as you can see, there's no bed. I took it up and I placed it over here. Now this bed is a 6x3. I had a 4x2 over there. So this is a 6x3, and I've used this 6x3 garden bed to plant my first fall vegetables, and hoping that I can get a harvest before the frost takes over. And if I don't, that's okay. I will just get an early spring harvest. So either way, it's a win-win situation. And at the corners of the bed, I have marigolds. Over here at the front, I have, these are Chinese broccolis. I have 2 Swiss chard And the entire bed, I believe I have 10 broccoli plants. And in the front here, I have 2 purple cabbages. Purple cabbages are my favorite. So looking forward to seeing what happens with that. Me growing my very own purple cabbage. Excited about that. Tomatoes over here are still blooming. Still coming in, but sorry, they gotta go by summer. Y'all look at how this purple basil is looking in the garden lately. Some of these things, I'm telling you, they are loving the fall. So when I do my preserving, I'm gonna preserve the purples separate from the greens. But I just think this purple is so pretty. I will take out the rest of the tomatoes because I do want to use this bed over here for my garlic. I'm gonna use the biggest beds for garlic. So this bed here and the big bed along the back of the bed, those 2 are gonna be my garlic beds. We're also going to harvest these sweet potatoes today. I have another sweet potato down there. Some of the sweet potatoes started to root themselves in this bed here. So looking forward to seeing what happens with that. Tomatoes are still coming in wonderfully, but my cucumbers, look at this, just looking sad and pitiful. I see a little baby one over there. I'm gonna harvest these tomatoes. Actually harvesting everything today. I do have some Jubilees. These are Jubilee tomatoes over here. I just love the gorgeous yellow color. Yellow or orange? What do y'all think? Y'all think it's yellow or y'all think it's orange? Or it's orange yellow. Whatever color it is, it's gorgeous. And I grew it from seed, so that's exciting. Down here, I have marigold seeds that I just sprinkled and happy to see they're blooming. My corn did not make it. So y'all, I was so excited about my corn. Remember, kept showing you all my kernels kept on growing and growing. And guess who was waiting for the kernels as much as I was? The squirrels. So they were waiting for the kernels of corn as much as I was waiting for the kernels of corn. So I came out and I was like, you know what? Let me come and check on the corn to see if I will harvest them. And before I got out here, they literally just broke the kernel off the corn stalk and just were gone with it. And I found little cobs all over the place. So I was like, I think I'm done growing corn unless I have some other measure or some other means in which I can keep my corn safe from the squirrels. If not, I did try my best. It was 4 years of trying to grow corn, and unfortunately, the squirrels won again this year. So what am I gonna do? Just praise the Lord and keep on moving. So that's it for my corn. Happy to see that my geraniums blooming so beautifully. Just a nice way to still have color in the garden. One of the things about fall is all the summer colors start to die back and it starts to look kind of gloomy in the garden, at least for me. So seeing these other plants that I am planting for the first time this year in my garden. Actually, geraniums, I think I planted last year, but I don't think as many as I did this time, or it just didn't bloom. I don't know, for whatever reason. But just happy to see that these geraniums over here are blooming beautifully. I think I want to move it forward a little bit just to add a little va-va-voom to the garden when I walk in. Instead of it being in the corner over there, I would just like to see it when I come outside my kitchen just to see more of color. So I will be moving that. That's my little shed over there, my compost, and everything that I have been cutting out of the garden. I have pretty much just been throwing it over here. As y'all can see, it is a mess. But all of this is gonna just add nutrients back into the soil, the microorganisms, the worms. They're gonna break all of this stuff down. My goal is to come and chop them up into small pieces. And as the leaves begin to fall in the garden, from fall and the leaves just falling down, instead of getting rid of the leaves like I typically do, I plan to use the leaves this year as mulch for the garden beds that I'm not going to be planting in. This is a mum that I purchased last year from Home Depot, and it was a little tiny, the little 3-inch, three little cup thingies that they sell. I purchased it, and it has just continued to spread and grow beautifully. So it is another gorgeous color in the garden. I think it's too shaded, so it might need to be moved as well somewhere else. Now I'm gonna turn on my music and get bopping as I get to cleaning out this garden. Oh, and that breeze feels so good. Harvested 2 eggplants, and I left the others. But the beds are looking much cleaner. I'm not gonna harvest the basil yet because I just realized I don't have any olive oil. This is in here for now. Yeah. Once again, thank you all for subscribing and following my wonderful garden journey. I couldn't have done all of this without you all's love and the support that you continue to show me in the garden. And I guess the tripod wasn't too bad after all, but I still like my other tripod better. But we're going to leave it right there.